Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Sunday, the 31st of January, 2021. And we were going to publish today the next episode of Bitcoin versus gold and silver. However, in view of what has been happening with Reddit and Robin Hood and the prospect of a short squeeze on silver, we thought we would delay that one until tomorrow and talk about the prospect of $1,000 an ounce silver today. So let's take a look, shall we? Now, firstly, just a quick shout out to our video we published yesterday, which really should be listened to in conjunction with this one. And that was our gold and silver weekly update for the weekend in the 29th of January, where we actually express where we believe prices are likely to go this coming week. And we've placed a link to that video below and also in the comments section. Now, towards the end of last week, especially on Friday, we saw silver prices rise from as low as $24.76 to as high as $27.66 and closing at $25.52, up some 6% for the week. Now, in yesterday's video, we covered the main reasons for this dramatic rise, and one of the key components was to do with Reddit followers calling out silver as its next main target after a successful conclusion of their activities in causing GameStop shares to go through the roof. So we're proposing to explain here broadly what happened, and hopefully in simple terms, and hopefully we've understood it correctly ourselves, and then take a brief look as to whether it can happen to silver or not. Now, here's the background. GameStop is a mall retailer primarily selling video games. In a market where so much is going digital, plus shops having to close because of COVID-19, frankly, its future was not looking that bright. A number of hedge funds and larger investors began taking shorts out on the stock as they expected its equity price to fall. And then when the shorts mature, they buy back the shares, at least on paper anyway, or settle, at a lower price than they sold them for. Now, in order to help their case, and this is where people justifiably accuse these markets of manipulation, they make these shorts known to the marketplace, causing people who hold the shares then to sell them and drive the price down further. Now, there was a general view that the shorts were actually overstating the potential harm to the business that COVID-19 was causing. In other words, whilst its future did not look bright, strictly speaking, the company wasn't about to collapse overnight. And so a number of other investors were quite active in purchasing some of the company's shares. And buyers of the stock began entering the market. Now, as we understand it, this caused these hedge funds and investors who took out the original puts to take out even more, to the point that the number of shares they would have had to buy back at maturity were actually greater than the number of shares in existence. And this came to the notice of whom we shall call the Reddit gang, who decided as a group to squeeze these short holders by buying more and more stock. Much of it on the Robin Hood platform, which seems to be the main go-to place for online share or at least option buyers to go. So this caused even more puts being bought and more shares being acquired. The result was that the share price of GameStop, which stood at $68 on the 25th of January, rose to $469 on the 28th of January and is currently $325 as of close of business on Friday. So these shorts were effectively squeezed, and the clever money, frankly, probably got out of GameStop at or near the top. Now, the attention has now apparently been turned to silver, and this is now heralded as the next target. and would have sparked the interest, particularly Thursday, Friday. Now we have to say, and this is the caution for everyone, the silver market is considerably larger than GameStop's capitalization. And so a much more aggressive and voluminous buying has to take place to achieve a similar 5 or 8-fold increase in price. Also, there are a number of vehicles that these short squeezes can focus on: the commodity directly or silver-related equities, which can in fact dilute the effectiveness. And we saw on Friday a number of silver-related equities actually rising by 20 or 30%. Nevertheless, there is no doubt that if, of course, the volume is out there, then this could have a significant effect on the silver price. And we're likely to find out what effect that could be in the next few days. Some people have been talking about the potential of silver rising to as high as $1,000 because of this proposed activity. Now, Peter Hugg, the global trading director of Kitco News, evaluated what it would take in a recent video for these plans to come to fruition. Now, Peter was, and certainly appeared, very concerned about what is happening. And our overall impression was that whilst he could not rule out the possibility of silver going to $1,000, he did think that was extremely unlikely. That said, he also stated he was long-term bullish precious metal prices, and especially silver, and cautioned viewers to be careful that they do not get caught out on the downside once prices, or if prices, rise first. Now, one of the ramifications of what has happened has included a number of silver dealers or bullion dealers actually stopping the sale of silver products, at least on the retail end, or have issued warnings that product sales will be limited. AppMex, for example, have published on the top of their website, and you can go and see it's still there, quote, "Due to unprecedented demand on physical silver products, we're unable to accept any additional orders on a large number of products until global markets open Sunday evening." Be interesting to see what they still have available Sunday evening. JM Bullion and Provident Metals are quoting, "Attention customers, due to increased order volume, we are currently experiencing shipping delays of 5 to 10 days from cleared payment." SD Bullion, update. Due to unprecedented silver demand, SD Bullion is unable to accept any additional orders until the market opens Sunday evening. And even in the UK, Bullion by Post, who we often quote, are saying, quote, "High demand. Silver trading paused until Monday. Gold trading remains open. All new orders will be dispatched within 5 working days." So one can see that most dealers, like us, really want to wait until markets reopen before committing to any further orders, at least at the retail level. Now, our industry contacts have informed us, though, that 1,000-ounce bars are not particularly in short supply, certainly not yet. And we had a quick look at the Goldcore website, and we can see there seems to be no restrictions there. Now, it appears, therefore, that the general retail products up to around 100 ounces are much more difficult to get hold of, or are being delayed until there is more certainty as to what's going to happen with prices. What we have witnessed, however, are rising premiums. So, there is some excitement in this market, and one that we perhaps for a change can all enjoy. We've stated in the past that $1,000 silver is completely out of the question, unless there is an economic reset, a collapse of the US dollar, or a very, very large black swan event. We have to confess, we did not expect this potential to occur because of people with Reddit accounts. We are, though, doubtful that $1,000 silver will be achieved, though we would absolutely love to be wrong, as even our meager holdings would be worth somewhere close to $1 million, should that come about. But what we all should be aware of and notice is that a number of authorities, including the United States Congress, have expressed a desire to look at potential litigation to prevent this Robin Hood type activity. And from public reports, the Robin Hood platform are now in trouble by either limiting or not allowing certain of these targeted stock purchases and only limiting some of their clients to literally close out their existing open contracts. Published in the independent newspaper yesterday, just to add to this, quote, investment platform Robin Hood has been hit with a class action lawsuit in the United States after it prevented people buying shares in GameStop and some other companies that had seen big swings in prices and a high volume of trading. Scores of amateur investors cried foul, suggesting Robin Hood had acted against the interest of ordinary investors to help financial firms that had bet against GameStop and did not want to see its price go up any further. Shares in GameStop, Nokia and AMC fell sharply after trading was suspended, resulted in losses, on paper at least, for some traders who had backed the stocks. Is this really a conspiracy against average Joe investor, or is there a more mundane explanation? The company said in a blog post that the move was to protect investors from volatility, an explanation that did little to lessen those investors' anger. To be clear, this was a risk management decision and was not made on the direction of the market makers we route to. We say route in the UK, but route in America, I understand. It is likely that the reason behind the suspension was more mundane than a conspiracy to protect hedge funds. Unquote. So we've some really exciting times ahead. And whilst we are expecting silver to rise this week, we covered yesterday where we expect those prices to go. However, once again, we cannot, and it would be negligent of us to completely rule out the possibility of a price double, though once again, to reiterate, the silver market is much larger than the GameStop capitalization, even though it is a tiny market compared to gold, or even to some extent Bitcoin in tradable terms. What do you think? How do you think markets are going to open tomorrow? Is this the start of a major leg up for silver? Do share your thoughts. Meanwhile, thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our channel. Not forgetting to press the bell sign so you're notified of our videos as and when they are published. We hope you have found this video interesting and informative, and if so, please give it a thumbs up and share it on social media. Please ensure that you have subscribed to our channel and press the bell sign so that you are notified of any future videos. Also, kindly visit our website at illuminatisilver.com, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe either as a free or paying member for regular email updates and offers. Disclaimer. Illuminati Silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.